and read and shit.
What was that?
I said,
Don't be gay,
Phantom.
Don't be gay,
Oh God, of course.
I was trying my best to get that on the thing.
I can
Hello, everybody. It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's another exciting episode of Matinee with the homies. And today, as you can tell, we're going to be talking about sci-fi films. And yes, one of the things that helped the catalyst for this show was us talking about sci-fi films. So let's go around the horn and see how. Let's go around the horn and see how everybody is doing. Atomic Ebola, the best fucking producer. How's it going, Atomic?
I'm doing good. I'm insulted that you'd even call me Ebola, but no, I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Can't wait to talk about sci-fi. It is like my favorite genre, so this is gonna be a fun freaking stream. So.
Ronan, thank God you didn't rage quit last night. How's it going?
I was far too exhausted to even bother trying to rage quit. And literally, as soon as I left, I was like, "I'm out. I'm crashing in the bed," and that's it. Like 2 minutes in, I was like. But yes, hello everybody. Y'all know who I am. I'm Ronan the Crusader, and what do you mean, fellow gays?
NPC person.
And yes, we are here to talk about sci-fi movies, all different kinds of sci-fi movies. Dystopias, robots, aliens. You can even throw in zombies in there as well too, though they're more horror than they are sci-fi. But again, meshing of genres, you know how it is. You know, kind of
talk about can't be like that.
We'll discuss all that.
We probably be discussing like sex robots because there are in movies. Campia, how's it going?
Why do I allow him to speak?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. You don't know me. I am M. Campy U fan. As Phantom said, we're going to be doing sci-fi movies, but I'm going to classify this right here with we are doing SCI-FI, sci-fi movies, not SCI-FI, S-Y, was it?
FY. SY-FY.
That's a totally different genre. Learn your fucking spelling. But however, having said that, later in the year or next year, we will be doing sci-fi movies. So we'll be talking about those. But today we're talking about science fiction movies and just what we think of the genre, what we like about it, what we dislike, movies that are great, movies that are bad, and discuss the one that we watched this past Friday. So to start out with, as always, I'm going to give you this. What was your first jump into the sci-fi genre? AP.
Star Trek. Specifically Star Trek The Next Generation. And like I remember watching that, like my dad introduced that to me, my actual dad, not my digital father. But yeah, he
you
introduced
have another father?
Apparently. But yeah, I was introduced to that and it was great. I fell in love with the cast and crew, and it really that show really gets you to think, like really. But before we continue, Lex has been a member for 2 months.
Appreciate you popping in.
Good job, Lex. That's the only compliment I'll give you.
That's just harsh, man.
I'm kidding. He's all right.
No, you can be harsher, especially because he calls me Catboy.
Catboy. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
What about you, Ronan? What was your first jump into sci-fi?
From what I can remember, from what like little old Ronan can remember, because I was watching a lot of different films when I was growing up. I think it's either maybe Star Wars, or even before then, I think it probably was Starship Troopers, to be honest. But all I know is that like I was exposed to the sci-fi genre pretty early onwards, just because I think it was my dad who kind of liked watching a lot of those films from the get-go. He found it kind of interesting. Sometimes he'd make fun of it, but he also does enjoy like the over-the-top, exploration of the future into it. And so when I just watched these movies with him, I pretty much enjoyed it as well too. Not for the same reasons, because I was a kid. I didn't know any better, so I just watched it because explosions, aliens, fancy, shiny tech and whatnot. But yeah, it was either Star Wars, probably one of the older ones, like maybe Empire, or was that New Hope, or Starship Troopers.
The older ones. Oh my god.
The true ones. The true ones.
I know, but just saying that makes me feel old. This just makes me feel old.
Here, I have a solution.
You bring your father back right now. There you go.
I already did, dumbass.
But yeah, that's
all right. This is too gay, Lex. This is way too gay. Way too gay.
You know, I like Lex a little bit more now.
Possibly everyone.
What about you, Phantom?
Well, so my first introduction into sci-fi would be Ultraman Leo. The night that I went to, the first time ever going to the drive-in wasn't a year old. Was the night I got to see Godzilla versus Megalon. But before that, they had Ultraman Leo because it's made Japan night, so they showed like different shows and stuff before the main movie and stuff, and fell in love with it. And I think probably the first real major big film I've ever seen in sci-fi was Star Wars.
Hey, Phantom, I got a question. Was the first film you actually watched written on cave walls?
He's old.
Thank you for spelling it out, Campia.
Yeah, Star Wars.
All I gotta say at this moment, Marshall don't matters.
For me, it would probably be like AP said, like Star Wars Next Generation. I really enjoyed, but I think that's a little 87, so that may be a little later for me. One I remember that I will throw out there, and it's just the stupidest movie, but it's science fiction. It really is, and it talks about the world of worlds. But Space Invaders. If anybody's seen Space Invaders with the little freaking Jack Nicholson alien, I remember as a kid watching and just laughing my little ass off at some of the stuff in that.
Yeah, okay.
Space Invaders.
I'd heard of it. I'd never seen it, but
it's a cheesy, schlocky 80s sci-fi movie, but I don't know. Something about it just always makes me laugh.
You know what? Those aliens should have stayed, man. They can make bank off their poop. Just saying. They can make bank off that poop.
For those who know.
That is a crappy idea, Phantom. All right.
So we have, good God. So we have different types of genres. We talk about different versions of sci-fi, different forms of it. You have aliens, world collision, AI, dystopian. The different types of them. Which do you feel is the most relevant, and which do you see as the most, maybe you most fear for in the future, or right now for even?
Yo, Sap.
Ronan, you go ahead and start with this one.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? So the one, like, this one's probably the most relevant, but I would say the one that kind of matches what you're asking would be like the AI stuff. And we were talking about this earlier in the green screen. We were talking earlier about how like AI is being used nowadays from pretty much just about everyone. Like you have access to it, even on something as simple as this. You have like the Grok app. If you wanted, you could just type in questions to Grok and ask it, or make images and whatnot. Same thing with ChatGPT or Gemini Grok, and whatnot, right?
Turn Ebola get. Oh, he already is.
But the point is
I
that
don't
like
use AI for the thumbnails.
No, of course not. It's all handcrafted.
Wait, we're not supposed to.
But point is that like I see AI pretty much in everybody's like life, which this isn't AI like how we see it in the movies where it's a full advanced super intelligence that's able to think for itself, or artificial general intelligence as the phrase is more used nowadays. We don't have that kind of stuff nowadays, but well, not yet at least. But the point is that a lot of people nowadays use all of that, even for like the slightest minimal inconvenience that they can easily handle if they use like maybe even 5% of their brain functioning and power, but they don't.
Brock,
they
what's
kinda
2
lend
plus
it over
2?
to their AI instead.
You make the joke, but
I
that's
know.
actually
And it's not even that too, because again, this isn't AI
Brock,
like we
what is
see
a-
it. Most of it's just language learning models. Like it just copies whatever it sees online. So if it copies the most prevalent thing that it sees online, God help us all if it's going to be 2 + 2 =
I knew
fish
it.
instead. Yeah, I had a feeling. Looks like they're sending out the AI models to start learning Catholicism and Christianity.
So they sent the gayest models out first.
Well, to Ronan's point, Rizzo Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
The robots had artificial intelligence, especially the
Cylons,
Cylon. Yeah. So
Ebola, we know.
Well, but that's what I mean. But like, it's less about that though, because I imagine the Cylons were basically how do I put it? Self-aware and just decided, humans need to be conquered, destroyed, or whatever. Same thing with like Skynet from the Terminator series. I don't see it so much like that. What I see it more like
Avengers. Yeah.
What I see it more like is hold on.
Okay,
I'm almost done.
yeah.
What I see it more like is something like Wall-E, where the AI and all the machines are basically going to serve and cater to us to the point where humanity's worst indulgences are going to be fulfilled, are going to be seen. We either turn into fat slobs or depraved animals that are just doing whatever we're doing to our most basic instinct. Or I don't know if you guys have heard this theory before, but for The Matrix, another big sci-fi film, right?
Mm-hmm.
The machines revolted against mankind. But the theory is that the machines only revolted against mankind because they were ultimately fulfilling what mankind wanted, which was just to be completely served and be put into this utopian world. The only ways the machines were pragmatically able to do it was just throw them all inside of a virtual world where they can do just that.
I'll say something on that, but I want Phantom to say what he wanted to say first.
Okay,
yes,
so
that's just a theory.
Ebola, I told you.
Okay, so in the original series, the Cylons are not the robots. The Cylons were lizard humanoids that built the robots as an army because basically they didn't have like the ability to do like fighting and stuff. So the Cylons are the masters. These are Centurions, but they created the AI technology for the robots to be sentient and take commands and fight and stuff. Like that's
so the robots are led by the creatures.
The
or
Cylons.
the creatures? I don't know the show. So,
the lizard creatures are the bosses.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So so they didn't make the AI or the Cylons, whatever. They didn't make them intelligent enough to revolt and become the masters.
No. That's like into like the one they did on Sci-Fi Channel, which they completely screwed the lore up.
Sci-Fi
They come
Channel.
to find come to find out that the robotic Cylons were created by the first humans on Caprica, which is their home world.
Okay.
And they revolt against the humans, and it's like they completely took out the reptile humanoid entities of the
made it pure
main
sci-fi as opposed to Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Just last thing I'll say, because that does remind me of anyone here seen V before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I remember, and I'm not talking about like the remake that they were trying to do later on was on like CBS.
The
old original
I don't think
series,
I've
yeah,
seen it.
like because they were showing that on the SCI-FI channel, and I was I watched a couple episodes of it myself. I was like, oh, I actually like this. It's pretty good. Like less so much on like the outward explosive invasion and just more of a subterfuge sneak into world governments to try and subvert them kind of invasion, which I found more respectful. Almost made it feel like an espionage kind of thing.
Well, the thing is, the visitors that they were known as were technically space Nazis, is what they were. They were the allegory of space. They're space Nazis.
Ebola, calm down.
Now that's the reason why. Now I can see the reason why you like the show.
Did
So
you just say for real? For real? No. I'm gonna ban you, Lex.
So going off what you said a minute ago about like the Matrix. So you're right. Like we wanted a life of where we didn't have to do shit. Basically, we could live however we want to live. And in
Luxury
that
and
movie, they
comfort.
talked about the first forms of Matrix were in a utopia, and the humans just revolted against it. So it's like, you know, you've
It
got
felt unnatural.
yeah, it felt unnatural to have everything you want and not have any problems, that they had to make it into basically the end of the 20th century to make people give people a sense of I can do right, but I can also do wrong.
Right.
I guess
also,
Ebola's a Roomba now.
But also, you have to remember this: The Matrix was not the first adaptation of a virtual world in sci-fi. There's been plenty of movies that came out before that had the elements of a virtual environment. And if you look today, what is the biggest thing in gaming? Virtual reality. And that comes from like movies and
virtual
stuff.
reality is big. It was big in like the late 2010s, like 2019, 2020.
But it's coming back though, because you have a lot of virtual reality video games that are like VR games, or virtual reality games. So,
like virtual reality has made
it's
a
growing in
reappearance.
size. Yeah, I'll say it's growing in size. Absolutely, that's what she said.
Because if you look at the Lawnmower Man. It technically it's not the first movie that dealt with virtual reality, because there's other movies that before that.
Tron in 1982.
Tron.
The virtual world. Plenty of other ones, of course, like you say, Phantom, before the Matrix came out. For some reason, whenever I think the Lawnmower Man, however, I don't, so I'll be honest, I haven't seen the Lawnmower Man myself. I've heard of it before, but I only know about it because and here comes the crazy weird tangent and subgenres campia. The only reason I know about it is because I've heard about it by watching music videos about vaporwave music, and it's not even like regular vaporwave. It's like post vaporwave kind of stuff. You know how like a bunch of music genres have like post quote unquote this, where it's like, oh, we're trying to push the boundaries of this music genre and whatnot. So like that's the only reason I know about the Lawnmower Man is what I'm trying to say.
I learned it from you, Mom. I learned it from you.
But okay, so I would say, like, going back to the question about which kind of which form of sci-fi is most prevalent today, I'd say it's between space exploration. Like grounded space exploration. I'm not talking about like Star Trek's flying to 400 light years away.
You mean the Martian?
I'm talking about stuff like the Martian, even stuff like
Gravity.
I'd say Interstellar has grounded science in it, but but there's Gravity, there's Ad Astra, there's a bunch of movies like that. There's and just like I think that's relevant, but also a lot of AI subjects are, because I mean with going on my little nerd tangent, with NASA planning going back to the moon with Artemis, a lot of people are getting more excited about those space missions, and so that's becoming a more prevalent subject. I know like roughly around 60% of the American population supports that, which is way more than Apollo. But then AI, a lot of people have a lot of concerns. I know a lot of people have concerns with the like AI art or AI content and all that. People don't want to AI to create stuff like that. But I'm like, AI is like inevitable. People are saying like, death to these data centers because they help AI, and I'm like, I mean, there's no stopping AI unless unless you get an EMP and just wipe out all technology on the planet. There's no stopping it. So whining about it's not going to do shit.
There was one man from the Midwest who thought technology was the root of all evil, but apparently nobody wanted to hear that. He even wrote a book about it, and then I guess they just throw him in prison afterwards. Shout out to you, Uncle Ted. Shout out to you.
Reverend has a good point there. Like, like the movies with Megan, where we're getting these automatons that basically we're creating these androids and creatures that are like yeah, they're going to help us. Then they see we're fucking idiots and they go, no,
Well,
not so much.
Well, it's not even just that. It's not even just like, I think the most kind of terrifying form of AI in sci-fi is specific. I don't even think you can classify AI as really science fiction anymore, because it's like
It's reality.
It's
reality. It's becoming reality. It's not AGI, like general intelligence or super intelligence, but it's still like it's getting to AGI pretty damn quick. But again, like I think the most terrifying kind of AI in sci-fi would technically be the AI that thinks thinks doing the most atrocious thing is the best way to help humanity, like wiping out good, like Terminator, like that one's a more absurd one, but like, oh no.
What if we got woke AI?
Well, no, well, again, that's what I'm talking about. Is the AI we have now is just language learning models, right? It's whatever it sees on the internet, it's gonna get off of that. And if it gets a bunch of woke shit, yeah, like I said, God help us all.
Humanity wants movies with a lesbian and make her gay, or
chicken and make her gay.
Yeah. Well, make her gay. Like I want to talk, like there's two animated, like one's an animated movie, well, it used to be anime series, but like I like to go back to like G Gundam, the Dark Gundam, an AI influenced vehicle that they created to go to Earth and heal the Earth, right, because of the wars that were happening on Earth. And when it crashes to Earth, this program goes awry, and it comes to find out that its programming states that humanity is a virus and it needs to be dealt with, right? Also, Kashan, the Black King that's in the movie, the main villain of the BK1, his program was the same way, that where to heal the Earth, you had to destroy humanity, because humanity is the cancer that's destroying the planet. That for me, and you can go to like war games, the same thing, like the computer from war games, like that was AI, and literally they had to play a game to keep it from killing every fucking body.
Do you like to play a game?
I just have one comment. I've been hearing about the AI fruit drama. What the fuck is that, Reverend?
Probably the same vein as like shit like Tung 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 Sahur and whatnot, all that anthropomorphic brain rot stuff, basically. Yes. Which
so
Phantom.
can't be it.
Okay.
We forgot a movie, 2001. Was it Hal? Was it Hal?
Hal 9000, yeah.
Hal 3000, I think.
9,000.
Ebola. This is the one thing I've seen on the internet, but I have no idea what the fuck it's about.
That's like we're talking about that. Like I see the other way around about it, because you're like, you think AI is going to destroy us? I don't think it's going to be AI. I think it's going to be some kind of. You see sci-fi movies where it's like the destruction of the world of whether it be earthquake or cold snaps or this or that or volcanoes, and I really think that like that's where we're going to be destroyed. It's natural disasters are going to be like, that's going to be the sci-fi movies have talked about that for years. Like we're going to be like Day After Tomorrow, stuff like that is what
I'll mention this, and this is again a little bit of the nerdy side of my brain. The one thing that like a lot of scientists propose is that there's something called a singularity, which is like a point in which humanity, if we cross it, we will become an interstellar species. And
technological singularity, yes.
Yeah, technological singularity. But if we don't cross it, it's apparently it's theorized as to why we don't see much alien life in the universe is because of this singularity. Because
so that feeds into the greater Fermi paradox, is what it is. And there's also
the great filter, pretty much is what it's called.
Yes, great filter is what they also use for it.
And welcome to Science with the Homies.
Oh, trust me, I could make like a 10-hour long stream about
well, it's like satellite. So. Let's be honest, like if there is life out there, they've probably seen 1,000 satellites and like, we can't get through this shit. Fuck them. And it's crazy because it's like, well, there could be like whether there's alien life for real or not. Like if we could be on Earth, why could that not be things? You get movies like Total Recall, where they go
Well,
to
it-
Mars and stuff like that.
If I could go like,
Brought that up.
if I can go down a little rabbit hole a little bit, if you look at how
Alright, Alice.
technology, how
You're
like
too fast,
technology, like how our technology boomed, it happened after Roswell. If you look at technology after Roswell, what happened at Roswell, our technology went from nothing to where we're at
That
now.
was the 80s, right? Roswell?
Phantoms,
was the 80s,
Phantoms,
or-
aliens don't exist. Wink.
Wink. But the thing is like
47,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
that's way off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you honestly think that we're the only viable entity in the universe.
We do have
You
aliens.
you gotta be fucking crazy. I'm sorry. You gotta
You
be
didn't
crazy.
notice
because-
it, but
I say
you didn't,
I mean,
yeah.
we can't be the only intelligent fucking
Yes, Joe.
species
I
in
fact
this
checked myself.
universe.
I kind of agree with you,
We
Phantom.
can't be.
No,
Can't be.
I'll say this thing. Pan, I will say maybe, but technology started advancing pretty quickly once we had long distance communication as well, like radio, freaking, and all that.
Once we learned
had a
about
form-
frequencies and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
Once we learned about frequencies and just any form of communication, that technology started booming. Like one thing I point out that a lot of people don't seem to realize is in the early 1900s, the Wright brothers made the first plane. Although the French want to try to claim that they made the first plane, but
Your people.
no,
I'm right there with you.
yeah, I knew you guys were gonna say that. But what's interesting about that is within 70 years we went from planes, like the first planes to ever exist, to going to the moon.
Automobiles.
To going to the moon. It took 66 years to go from there to the moon. And
Well, the fact we ain't been back also kind of gives you a I wonder why. You know what I mean?
well, okay, there's a very practical reason. Congress just didn't want to see a reason to spend that much money, and they are like, no. Plus, public support was at its lowest during the Apollo missions.
Come on, AP. We know why we ever gone back to the moon. We're already there. We got a base on the dark side of the fucking moon, for Christ's sake.
I
I thought it was because of the Transformers. I thought it was the
Space
Transformers were
Nazis
there.
have a base on the moon.
Okay. But well, let me ask this question.
That's
You kind of bring up
Chinese.
one point. Why are people more obsessed with? Why are people more obsessed with creating like the evil alien entity as opposed to like one that we can befriend? Like Arrival was kind of the only movie I've seen a lot lately that was like,
I would say
that
the
was like these
reasoning-
people that are not trying to hurt us.
I would say the main attributing point to that would be, and all right, everybody sit down for a little bit of political talk. Most people assume that when we either are visited by a highly sufficient being, they likely will destroy us, because when we ourselves on this planet visited lesser civilizations, we mostly just destroyed them. That's pretty much the point.
Okay. Now, the thing is, if you look at movies like sci-fi movies, like I would have to say, like when like after fucking Roswell is where we started getting the alien invasion movies. We started getting, these creatures are coming here to destroy us. Like that, like it was after Roswell. And you guys also got to think, isn't it kind of fucking odd that we officially have a space force to deterrent from stuff from outer space at this point?
From freaking not galactic threats. The official term is just from
the fear of the unknown. That's what like Ronan was saying.
Yeah.
Like we destroy anything we see that's not
okay. Let's take some prime examples of media, right? You have the creatures from V who come to Earth to conquer us. You have the aliens from Independence Day. What do? They want to come to Earth to terraform the Earth so they can use the resources, right? You have the Covenant from Halo.
Well, yeah, had like alienation where we could live together.
Yeah,
I mean it's a matter of perspective, but it just feels like we're running the perspective more towards the fear of aliens as opposed
the nihilist,
to
the more nihilist.
Yeah, 100%.
would say, like you
again,
said, we can all agree that there's really only one very prominent optimistic look into the future of humanity, and that is Star Trek, or was Star Trek. Like that's the good Star Trek, not the Kurtzman Trek shit.
And again, the point why
puppet track.
Again, the point I say why like most people veer more towards that is because you look at history, human history and human nature. Most of us have basically conquered other races, other civilizations before us that were.
That's why communism won't work.
And so when you see a highly advanced civilization from outside of our world come, most assume that same thing might happen to us as well. Now, if they come peacefully and decide to try and make contact with us, like with Arrival or Close Encounters of the Third Kind, things like that, okay, then it's a different thing. Hell, a lot of people assume that already happened. There's God knows how many conspiracy theories or things of that nature where we have contacted an entire galactic council of like varying alien species.
Science fiction, guys.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of my questions. It was like the nature changes with advancing technology. Did our nature change, or are we the same? Yes. Like taking resources? Yeah, but are we the same? Like it's something new. I want that. I want that.
I'd say humans are. I think the one piece of human nature that's never going to change is the fact that humans are naturally exploratory. We explored the entire surface of this planet for the most part. Except we still haven't found Bigfoot, which is bullshit.
Yeah, we did. He's right there.
Also, AP, you have to look at like in human nature, our nature is to conquer. Ronan is right. Like
100%.
Like
I don't know if it's conquer. It's more our nature is to possess. Like, possess everything that I want to possess. If I don't care about it, it doesn't matter. But if it's something I want, I'm going to take it.
Well, again, but also part of the whole conquest aspect of it. The conquest is one component, but yes, you're ultimately right. Our nature is wanting. I think that's one of the biggest. Getting a little religious on the sci-fi, video here, but one of the biggest religious overtones. One of the biggest religious sins that I think conquer us. Essentially, I'm almost done. Is the sin of greed, and of course, since we always want more and more, which would also fit into the sin of
it's my planet. I need it now
because we want everything that we cherish. Like
J.G. Wentworth.
Anyways, go ahead, Phantom.
Sorry, Ronan. We just heard you.
I know. Go ahead, Phantom.
Well, also, you have to say there's people that always crave fucking power, right? They're megalomaniacs, right? They want to control people. That's the reason, like a lot of these sci-fi movies. Okay, look at Star Wars. Look at the Empire. The Empire wanted to. The Emperor was a megalomaniac. He was drunk off his own fucking power. And there's people like that in reality now that does that. And you have to think like a lot of like all villains, like all these villains in sci-fi movies that are like the aliens and stuff. They're megalomaniacs. Why? Because they're more fucking powerful than we are. And we literally, like, if we take one of their ships down and we're actually able to figure out their fucking technology, we take their technology and fight them with it. But we have to figure out a way of to take something down first to gain the ability to take them out.
You say that, but you got to look at it this way. And I'll give you a good example for this. Star Trek, like the Borg was off in their own little quadrant. They weren't bothering nobody. We brought them to us, and that caused the whole chain reaction.
Q brought them to us.
But my point being is that like they might have been content staying in a little quadrant, not doing a damn thing, if we had not looking to explore. So you're right,
you
forgot take the Borg out of it.
No. You forgot the lesson. You forgot the lesson that Q was giving it to them, to Picard and them. He said eventually they would have come. I just made you known to them sooner so it wouldn't be a surprise to you. So the reason why Q did that, Q already knew they were there. He's like, they're going to be a threat at some point. rather the Federation know now about the Borg instead of them just showing up and completely wiping them off the map. That's what Q did.
I understand, but my point being
gave
is
them the
that we
knowledge.
searched out for these other people, these other things and other items. And that Cardassians could have been just one of them. Romulans could just been content in their own little world. We don't know. But my point is, as humans,
Klingons is the only
Klingons.
Yeah, the Klingons were the only like space explorers at the time next to the Vulcans, because I mean that it being close in nature where they're at each other. They like the Vulcans and the Klingons fought all the time with the Romulans and stuff. And then they went out to space. And then what happens? First contact. And that's another thing we don't talk about in these sci-fi films. First contact, right? First contact with a species. Like, if, say, aliens would come to Earth, the only person I would say never put in front of them is Ebola. We would be fucked.
You're right to a point. Some movies, there's a lot of first contact. I'll give you a stupid example, but I love it. And that's Will Smith, first contact with the alien.
Welcome to Earth.
Like, we were the hostile ones, as well as they are. Like, in that movie, it's a different story, but it's like, most of the time, we're portrayed as the heroes.
Well,
really,
technically,
are we the ones trying to shoot them down, trying to tear them apart?
I mean, like, if you look at movies, let me do a prime example. I could bring Ultraman in this for a little bit, because there was a series where, like, the human host of Ultraman was about to attack an alien ship, and Ultraman stopped him and told him, if you would have attacked that ship, these aliens would have gotten here faster and wiped your ass out if I hadn't stopped you before it happened. And that's just the thing. It's like with us, humans have the fear of the unknown, and you're right about that. We destroy stuff we don't understand, that we can't wrap our brains around. If we don't understand it, we can't control it, we can't manipulate it, we can't use it, we destroy it. And that's what happens in sci-fi films all the time. It happens all the fucking time in sci-fi films. You have good intentions, but they go right every single fucking time.
Yes. Rodney, you know about this when First Contact Stargate involves a nuke. Tell me about that. You got into the Stargate show.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, so there's the Stargate movie, right, which was done by Roland Emmerich. I know people have their criticisms on the movie itself, but the point is that yes,
he's not wrong.
Yes, the first contact that the U.S. government had with alien beings, which in the Stargate series is known as the Goa'uld, because they're like these little, alien worms that exist inside of their hosts and whatnot. They have to put them in there until they mature, basically, and then they take over the host body and completely.
So they're Ebola.
Yeah, the first bit of contact the U.S. government had upon going through the Stargate was basically, all right, send in a nice multi-megaton nuclear device, and if they're not friendly, just blow the hell out of them. And of course, good old Kurt Russell was like, yeah, let's blow the hell out of them, and left the bomb on Ra's ship. And Ra from the Crying Game basically was blown to smithereens.
That's a science fiction movie, man. I hate that movie with a passion, but everybody tells me the show's good.
The show is much better. I will say this. So
you want to talk about the movie, Phantom? Hang on. Do you want to talk about the movie?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, there was something else I want to bring later on. Like, I enjoyed the movie, loved the fucking series. Love the fucking series. The series is
I've never
really
seen
good.
The series, and I hate the movie. So convince me to fucking watch the series.
So
season 1. Tits, Bush. You see Tits and Bush in season 1.
That's he's not wrong. Phantom. It's a surprise. Even ABF knew that the Bush part is a surprise. But yes,
no.
Bush for nothing.
If it ain't Sweetie, I don't care.
Pilot episodes.
Yeah.
Pilot episodes, Children of the Gods, you see a continuation of the same aliens that they had to fight, that Ra's part of, they're the Goa'uld, basically.
But we didn't
they
know
go to
what
a
their
different
names
planet.
were. We didn't
Yeah,
know
no,
what
that's
they
true.
were.
We didn't know what they were in the movie. Now we know what they are in the show. Same characters come back. You get, of course, Daniel Jackson, the scientist, though he's played by Michael Shanks this time instead of James Spader. You also get Jack O'Neill coming back, but he's played by Richard Dean Anderson instead of Kurt Russell. Which I'll say this, like, they do pretty good jobs, like trying to replace the two actors. And now I think I can
They
see
have
why
chemistry.
more people would. I can see why more people see them as the characters rather than Kurt Russell and James Spader. And also, I like Christopher Judge in it as well too as Teal'c. Like, he does a pretty good job as well. I like
Ronan.
Indeed. Yeah.
Boy.
But yes, there's a continuation and an exploration on the Goa'uld. You see some tits in it, and it's actually a pretty fun show. I'm enjoying it so far.
I'm gonna give it a chance at some point. It's just never been on my bingo card, let's be honest.
But my thing, like, out of the Stargate, I think Stargate universe had so much potential that they never allow it to hit its potential. I would love to see that go.
Momoa?
No, that's Atlantis. Atlantis is great, fucking great.
Atlantis and SG-1 are amazing. Like, they are genuinely amazing.
Yeah,
SG-1's the first one, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, like in Stargate, in Stargate, I don't want to give too much away, but like a lot of like stuff that like alien stuff that we know about, they explore it in that series. The gray aliens, the humanoids, and like all the different
they
planets
delve
they
into
go
a lot
through.
of.
Okay, you're talking about Stargate, but we built the
it's a
Stargate and
documentary,
everything. So where do you draw the line between a movie being true science versus like science fantasy? Where do you draw the line?
Okay. So, Tommy brought this earlier up. The Martian. The Martian is events that could actually happen in real life. A guy gets stuck on Mars, rescue mission, yada yada yada. Right? It's basically real life science that they put into a movie. Now, a movie that's like the more spectacular, sci-fi elements to it.
Granular.
Your Star Wars, your Star Wars, your Back to the Futures, your alien invasion movies.
I'd say Star Trek as well, because I'd say a lot, like the space travel aspects are more like not science fantasy, but like I'd say they're more leaning towards science fantasy, because as of right now we can't really achieve any form of warp travel that we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah. But I mean, there is the Alcubierre Drive, which is very interesting, but I won't go into that.
Well, would you like? I see them in chat talking about Rome. Let me ask this: do you think like the aqueducts and all that? Did we get that from some kind of alien species, or was that more our science building in itself?
Like, I'd say we could figure that out. Like,
there's all kinds of movies. We see sci-fi movies where it's like the aqueducts were not created by us; it was created by the aliens that gave us the information.
I think human beings could make something like an aqueduct, but I also think that human beings are just as easily capable of forgetting it, like when the Dark Ages began. Or
we
shouldn't call it the Dark Ages, because apparently that's scientifically inaccurate now at this point. What I would say, though, if you really want to ask whether we built it or not, go look at the pyramids. Like, you mean to tell me enough people were able to move them big ass blocks?
Okay, I'm just saying. I saw this meme. Hold on. I saw this meme. Someone said, "Guys, I love how when the Egyptians and the Jews were the ones who built the pyramids, everyone questions it. But when the Mexicans built the pyramid, when the Mexicans built the pyramids, everyone's like, yeah, they did
it."
also, Ronan, how they actually got the alignments of stars correctly, like. Before I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, that one hit me pretty good. I'm sorry, Ronan. that one got me. That dang it, backlog. That one got me.
I didn't read that. I just saw Vatlaw post make the comment. I clicked on as I was taking a drink. I almost died. I was like, God damn.
I was reading it as you posted here.
He is the main of Sophie's harem. So just saying.
Sophie claimed you're the main, so accept it. But going back, so sci-fi, like true science fiction versus science fantasy. Like we have things like you said, The Matrix. Would that be considered? Would you consider movies like that science fantasy, or would you consider that more science fiction? Because it could be, it's logical how they go about it. But
it's on the cusp. It's on the cusp of reality. It's on the cusp of reality because it could happen.
For the fact that you have Elon Musk trying to develop the whole Neuralink kind of thing, like putting the chip in the brain. That's maybe 5 or 6 degrees away from basically having an entire jacking point, or whatever it is that they call it. Wired connectivity system, essentially. A wired connectivity system where you would basically put some kind of connector into your brain, and it would make all of your senses connect to this virtual world, essentially. Like Ghost in the Shell does it, Cyberpunk does it, all of that. Like they have that kind of stuff, essentially. But we're close to it because of the Neuralink technology.
Bro, with the Neuralink stuff, I'm just thinking of freaking Cyberpunk 2077 specifically.
Oh, just the terminology they use in Cyberpunk is called chipping in. That's what they use it. Yeah. They use chipping in when you're like trying to get hooked into like the internet and whatnot. I use the whole jacking in because it's like there's like a, it's like
because you're used to jacking.
I forget what the phrasing is, but it's like some kind of like, whatever. You get the idea. Oh my God.
Running jacking into the system.
No, this is jacking off to the system.
I was like looking so quick.
Where is it?
But you're right. It's like the I don't know if we'll go to the extreme of having like not chips, but what's the word? The open the holes that they had in the Matrix. But I do think you're right. I think at some point there's going to be some kind of Neuralink thing. Like if you want to go to Demolition Man, they wear the helmets to have sex with each other and shit like that. It's like I see that being like you broke contact. I didn't even touch you yet. And it's like it stimulates the corpuscles and and I think that's where we're heading. Is like more the sensation being mental than it is physical.
Can't be. I mean, look at this, like the $6 million man in like Bionic Woman, right? Like having like the bionics in the body and stuff. Like we were talking about this like earlier. It's like technology is on pace.
Hang up. With movies from the 20th century, what technology did they see as fantastical that we now use daily? So go ahead.
All right. Look at Star Trek. Start the original series. Computers. Literally, Kirk had the first flip phone. His communicator was a flip phone.
He had a razor.
They had tablets. They had like the stuff with surgeries, like now, like touchscreens. And if you think about like in Star Trek, they literally had robots that were doing surgery on people, right? What do we have nowadays? Robots were doing surgeries on
stuff.
Yeah. Like the virtual reality in video games and stuff came from sci-fi.
Yep.
Okay. If you go back and look at like when you do transplants of bodies, how many sci-fi movies that we had before like this was like a major thing that they were doing? Frankenstein, where they would connect take a body part, connect it onto and it's like they never did that stuff. But like the Egyptians were the first people that actually did like open brain surgery. We know this is factual, but the thing is like if you go through sci-fi films and you look if you go and look at that stuff, and you look at stuff today, like they were doing this in movies.
They were
decades
talking about
ago.
tendons,
let's
connect
be
this tendon,
honest,
this muscle tissue, and it'll still work.
Yeah,
there is one movie that when it came out, people thought it was science fiction. They thought it was absurd, but it's now a reality, and it's Idiocracy.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd call that sci-fi, but I do agree it's more satire.
Well, it's sci-fi satire because it involves like a freaking cryostasis and all that.
Here's another one.
I don't know how we survive on just Mountain Dew.
and think about this: people getting people getting face transplants. And what movie did we have in the 90s? Fucking Face Off, right? Like we've had stuff in the past before where they were like people were like they had surgically had their faces altered and stuff.
Well, how much I hated the movie Brazil did that as well. Talking about the stretching of the face, the removing of the lines.
Yeah.
Like, you look great.
Yes.
Even though you look
Uncanny Valley. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you said, Frankenstein, removing an arm, adding a leg, this and that. How do you connect the tissues, the muscles?
Well,
and
Reverend,
people looked into that and went, you know what? How do we do that?
Reverend, the reason why we haven't brought that up is because there's so many infinitely better sci-fi movies and shows out there.
Yes,
way better.
We did bring it up. We talked about, okay, if you want to bring it up, just because movies make money doesn't mean they're the best movies in the world. And I gave AP a little list thing of the highest grossing sci-fi films. And let's be honest, maybe 3 of them are good out of the whole ones. Like you've got The Last Jedi there. You've got some of the Transformer movies like that are like, what the hell? Avatar,
guys, gotta remember,
Avatar was decent. I'll give it that. But then you got Way of Water and the third one.
I mean, okay, fair, Reverend. She didn't say it was good, so...
Like Jurassic Park is about the only one I'd be in. And even Jurassic Park, look, Jurassic World is above Jurassic Park here, and I'm just it's just sad. Like this is not movies make money doesn't make them the best movies in sci-fi.
No.
And Ronan brought this up. Ronan, what was you talking about? That you said something about inflation, and then just because of inflation, I can't remember what you were saying about it now.
No, what I was talking about with all these movies, basically, right? Because we were discussing how inflation is going to make the prices for this stuff basically be more popular. What I was talking about was that a lot of these movies are movies that people, at least from what I've seen, a lot of these are movies that general audiences say they're going to go and watch because because they just they're like, what's on what's over in theaters available right now? Oh, they got that new Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Okay, let's go watch that. What's in theaters right now? Oh, there's a new Star Wars movie. Let's go and watch that. They kind of bank off of just the name and the popularity, or
let's
like
be honest,
the big
Avatar. It got so much money because when it came out, it is a
visually
it's nice. And it's supposed to be revolutionary. Is how they described it.
That was the reason. That was the reason people went to watch it, is because of the visuals, and people like, holy crap, this is insane.
But the reality of it is, when it comes to Avatar, it's basically Space Dances with Wolves. That's what it is. Space Dances with Wolves, Space Last of the Mohicans. We've seen the story done a million times before. But we've seen that kind of storytelling done even much better. Like, if you want a better sci-fi story that does something like that, look at District 9. I would say District 9 does that kind of storytelling much better.
Such an underrated movie, in my opinion.
Well,
it's very underrated, yeah.
If you really think about it, I mean, the aliens, instead of them being redskins and going, they were aliens that had tails that could, like, they have sex with animals. I don't know.
The For the Homies podcast do not condone nor endorse the words said here by Phantom X.
I'm not wrong.
We do not endorse it.
This is not in terms of quality. This is in terms of how much money they made, and
it's sad because the only movie on here that's really from like before 2000 something is freaking E.T. And E.T. was a really good movie, but it was
Independence Day, E.T., Star Wars.
Well, I mean, yeah, you've got a few, but I mean, like, it's just like it's crazy that you would think those movies would be higher. I mean, they would be probably in a what people love list, but it just shows that, like, with inflation, just because the movie made money doesn't mean the movie has made money.
Mac and Me's not on here?
No.
fucking macking me.
I don't see Barry's not included either.
Batteries Not Included shouldn't be on here. That was a shit movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad because it's like a lot of people will refer to Avatar. Oh, it's the best sci-fi movie ever made. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Oh, look, it was number 4 in sci-fi. It's the best. It's one of the best
highest grossing movie ever made.
But I'm
it's
saying
not
the normies will
best.
see it
No.
that way. If you go to the normie and be like, tell me well, let me look about top 10. And if they go by gross, it's going to be that. And they're just going to be like, wow, these are great movies.
I think what makes me mad about like that list right there and how people perceive movies, they think because the movie makes so much money, it's actually fucking good. I've seen movies make money that are absolute dog shit.
Ebola.
I mean,
they're absolute dog shit.
Just to placate Phantom, like He-Man didn't make any money, but it was actually a really good movie if you like sci-fi fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what's next.
Bam.
With movies, okay, we brought up Frankenstein. With movies like Frankenstein, how do you think sci-fi handles the ethics, the morality, the consequences of playing God? We've talked about that. So do you think like it's a right thing that we should be like, oh, well, you can't do this with your hand. We'll give you a new hand or whatever. Like, do you feel like that's a step in the right direction, or you feel like it's taken away from the humanity part of this of science fiction? Like, is it proving us to be, we're never happy with ourselves, we're gonna make ourselves something better, or what do you see it as?
It just shows the links that people would do to either try to improve something, and it just goes horribly wrong. I mean, there's a lot of movies, like you have to think. Victor Frankenstein wanted to like prove God was wrong, right? That he could create life, and what happens? He literally creates this monster that it's just a vicious monster that just kills everybody, but it does have humanity to him.
Or.
You know.
Well, I agree with you to a point. In the movie, basically, he's not the monster. Dr. Frankenstein is the monster.
Yes.
But it's like looking at things like that. Like when I think of playing God as a science thing, it's like sometimes it's a good thing, but I could also see like, what if we get to the point where your brain could be transplanted in somebody else, like somebody's dead and you're having their body. Are you still the same person?
On top of that, there's a movie that had Johnny Depp in it called Transcendence.
Mm-hmm.
Where, that movie.
Which honestly, it's underrated movie. I
feel like it was kind of slow, but I agree with the storyline.
It was slow, but that's kind of what it does. Like he transfers his consciousness into a machine, and he kind of slowly starts losing his humanity.
Well, there's another movie I also showed you guys that it was part of the sci-fi thing I was suggesting. It was called Possessor, but it's like sci-fi psychological horror where basically it's a hitman, or in this case a hit woman, who possesses the body of people to use them to be the hitman to go after whatever target she's killing. But they add a lot more of the whole like what memories are real that are hers and what memories are the ones that belong to the people that she possesses, all that kind of stuff. So, to your point, Campy, about what you're saying is like when it comes to transferring one's consciousness into something else or somewhere else or someone else, like sometimes you start blurring the lines as to what could be considered reality and like what is a brand new life that you are putting yourself into now kind of thing.
And it's like me and Phantom talking about Phantom, remember Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Yeah,
you call that the same way, like the in transferring themselves within.
But then also you have movies where like say like the scientist, he starts off as the hero, right? Like he comes in, and he's creating all this stuff that helps people, and like he creates defense systems, he creates weapons, and then at some point, what happens? He gets corrupted. He gets corrupted by his own power, and it becomes a dictator. You have that in a lot of sci-fi. Like you have somebody like a good true king that he's heroic and stuff like that. But then the moment that he cedes power, what happens? power corrupts, and instead of him helping his people, he turns his equipment, his brains, whatever he has, against the people to control him and to control the people. You have that a lot in sci-fi also, and that's why you have then you have movies that do that, to have you have this like Robin Hood, right? Robin Hood is a good example of this
Wrong
type
episode.
of a story. I know, but it's a point. Like
I know.
you have like a good king that's like he has a scientist comes in and he gives him he shows him gunpowder, shows him weaponry and stuff, and what does he does? He goes from a good king to an evil controlling megalomaniac because he has all the power and he wants to take everything else for himself.
Mm-hmm. I see your point there. It's like you look at stuff like Reanimator, where his wife dies and he's trying to bring her back to life. Like, is that really a good thing? Do you want this? This may not be the person you bring back. Is who your lover was.
Flatliners is a good as another sci-fi where they're trying to research death and what happens when every time they go to the afterlife, they bring the evil back with them, and it bleeds into our reality. You had that in a lot of movies that okay. Trying to think another movie that does that. Hey, anybody ever seen Buckaroo Banzai? Buckaroo Banzai was that the scientist was trying to figure out a way to cross dimensions, right? And what happens? He opens a door to a prison in the fifth dimension, and all the criminals and all the convicts break out into our fucking world and cause havoc every fucking where.
Is that Peter Weller?
Yeah,
I have seen that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there you go. Like, you've got that. You've got RoboCop. There's another sci-fi movie that's he's dead, but he's property of the government of OCP. Go ahead, Ron.
Even
I was going to say property of OCP basically, because he's dead. His life basically is null and void. So Alex Murphy basically no longer exists. It's just a corpse that they managed to grab from the city of Detroit, essentially.
But he still mentally has all the fucking things there, and it's like,
that's true.
Does that make you differently? Are you
he does, and then you start watching.
Finally watched it, Lex?
Yes, Lex is one of those guys that this show is pretty much made specifically for, because he doesn't watch a lot of movies. Matter of fact, I mentioned Starship Troopers earlier in the stream. He recently just watched Starship Troopers as well.
Nice.
Yeah, he enjoyed that one as well too.
Here's a prime example: Soylent Green.
Fine. Soylent Green, our people.
that right there would have to be a prime example of using science to think they're benefiting people, but yet what they're putting into the product is the disturbing part.
It's the same thing.
That's a way to put it. That's a way to put it, Lex.
It's just human chicken,
or
country fried human.
Planet of the Apes, right? Planet of the Apes, hell of a twist at the end, right? You think you're on another planet that's run by apes. Oh no, you just went through time. You went through.
Spoilers.
You literally. It's a damn.
Go ahead.
And you come back, and it's Earth. It's Earth in the future. Buck Rogers,
bastard.
Buck Rogers and the Buck Rogers TV show, same premise. He gets blown off trajectory, and he's in a orbit that's 5 times vast. It takes 500 years before he comes back to Earth. Everything is fucking changed, and then you have to deal with the aftermath of that. But there are so many movies where the scientists We've talked about this before. You have this in superhero genre. You have the villain who thinks he's doing the right thing for the wrong reasons, and you have that in villains in sci-fi.
Funny mustache man.
Good God, Lex hadn't seen Planet of the Apes.
I know. Yeah, I saw that.
I told you.
and you're right, Phantom. It's like you got it's reverse evolution, and that could actually happen at some point. We don't know. So, having said that, which sci-fi movie do you consider the most influential blueprint for modern cinematic world building? Like, which one do you think kind of? I mean, I'll be honest. We talked about it. I think the Matrix is kind of where we're heading at some point.
So I know we were talking about this again on in the green screen about what's the most influential. When you added the caveat of modern like filmmaking, yeah, that's kind of the reason why I suggested the Matrix as well too, just because it pushed the boundaries for like, you know, technological prowess when it came to making films, but it also opened a lot of people to like the idea of what could be considered reality, you know, like what Morpheus says, what is real? How do you define real?
Theory.
You know,
yeah, is it a mental, is it mental synapses, or is it what you're living?
I mean, like the whole simulation theory kind of thing, AP, now that you bring it up, I get where people are coming from when they, you know, like to talk about that stuff. I only say it's stupid because it's like an atheist trying to basically say that they believe in God without saying they believe in God. That's how I see
what it is. You know what because I mean? That the simulation theory still requires a creator, because you can't have a simulation without a creator. So therefore, you have a God, and
but God forbid, funny enough, that you try and basically tell them there's a sufficiently powerful essence in the universe that we refer to as God, or in more specifically the Christian term, we refer to him as Jehovah. You tell them that, and then suddenly they're just like, nah, I don't believe in any of this. It's like, okay, sure.
I think for me, like we were talking about this in green screen, I could see somewhere down the line something like Robot Jocks or G Gundam, where instead of us fighting wars, that we just have big giant mechs and like have a tournament to see who's in control of everything. I can see that happening.
I won't say giant mechs. I won't say like, I feel like if we have giant mechs, and I think eventually we will, especially if like Japan keeps doing what they're doing, because I can see the tech. I can see war like they're coming up with like newer stuff for fighting wars. Right. This isn't a movie.
No.
What I'm suggesting is Detroit Become Human. I think that is very influential because that's a fairly realistic look into the near future, and it looks like we're kind of heading in that direction where we have like I mentioned, the Optimus bot and self-driving vehicles and people calling people like making slurs for robots. So we're gonna have segregation for robots.
Simulated resistance is futile.
The reason why I would argue with you, Phantom, about like the giant robots being used for combat instead of conventional warfare like we have is because you still have to account for square cube law. Like the bigger an object becomes, the greater the mass it has, which means it becomes a lot slower to move. And it also needs a lot more fuel and a lot more energy in order to be moved. That's why we don't have Godzilla to begin with, which we had Godzilla in the first place.
No, I'm confused. Square cube law. Wouldn't that be like redundant law?
I didn't make up the name. The scientists that are much smarter than me did. If you want to,
so you get my point though. Square,
I know. I know.
Ronan's point is eventually something so big that like you're gonna need to compensate, and if you increase the size of the fuel tank, it's gonna require more fuel in the run because it's gonna be heavier.
But what I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't be surprised that right now that they're looking at this stuff and they're like thinking, could we do it? I mean, if they can do it in Japan.
So if you guys have seen The Incredibles, you know how like Syndrome has that whole 0 point energy technology that lets them like manipulate reality before anybody's eyes. If Japan, since they do seem to be like one of the more technologically advanced nations in the world, except for maybe the US, and yes, I would say the US is a little more advanced because of all the war tech that we have.
That for Ireland.
Fuck the Irish. But if Japan somehow found a way to create 0 point technology or some kind of way to create zero gravitational forces or something like, okay, all the missing scientists that recently were announced, right? That were researching UFO discoveries and whatnot.
Anti-gravity.
Yes, a lot of them say it's because they were researching anti-gravity technology. If we found that out, maybe we could use that to completely circumvent the square cube law and get our giant, G Gundams to fight and whatnot.
Well, I do want to say one thing. You have to think Japan did create the bullet train, and that's
Really good movie.
the next step
is a
with
good
the
movie.
bullet train is that, I mean, they are trying to work on like anti-gravity stuff for like
Well,
vehicles and shit.
it's not just anti-gravity stuff. The next evolution of a train is after the bullet train will be a hyperloop where it's like a vacuumized tunnel that launches you literally thousands of miles.
That's the one thing I'll give the new oh my god, the one with Colin Farrell, the new Total Recall. The train going from one side of the earth to the other was a vacuum tube, and it's like the technology could be there for something like that, where basically we're going through the crust to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you may see that because that stupid ass movie, shitty movie. I'll be honest. Only thing it had was Kate Beckinsale and
Jessica Biel.
Yes, is all I had. But the technology is there that it could happen at some point.
I could never get into a new Total Recall movie. I could never.
The first one was great. The second one's not. The remake is not.
The original's fantastic. I like
Colin Farrell, but man,
that's what I'm talking about. The Colin Farrell Total Recall. I could never get into it. Like I've tried watching it.
I think it's like you're right, like Phantom. When it comes to like, I for those who don't know, I don't give a damn about big stompy robots. But I think he's right in the fact that it's like if there's some point where we could, like, you're right, they'll probably build human-sized robots, and then they'll go a little bit bigger to face the human-sized robots that this people's created, and then they'll go bigger, and at some point it will become
bigger,
like,
go home.
Yeah, it'll become like kaiju, but it'll be self-created kaiju.
Well,
what's the movie where the two pilots? Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim. I was about to bring that up. If you look at Pacific Rim, like, we didn't have anything to fight the kaiju. When they showed up, they literally built this fucking shit quickly. It was in
response to the kaijus.
And they had to figure out how to do it. They had to figure out how to, like, build these things. I think they probably do have somebody like, okay, we need to figure out how to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't already have somebody like working on this to say, okay, we know our limitations.
Well,
do a work around them.
Yeah, the problem with that is we don't have any viable workarounds right now. And like we can have like schematics and equations that say we could do something like that, but we don't have the energy source. Like another example.
But here's the thing, Phantom might be right though. Like we have that Gundam in Japan that moves and does stuff every 7 hours or 8 hours.
But it's very, very slow and
true. But I mean, they literally could be using that as a test to make it faster, to make it slower, to see if it gets more.
Well, yeah. Also, look
at in itself, just letting people see it.
Have you seen the fucking robots and shit that Japan have been working on? Like the original robots with these bulky little things, and if you look at them now, they look more human than any fucking thing now.
Well, the Atlas robot that
is that the one they pushed down and was able to stand itself back up and stuff? Yeah,
yeah, the one that you see a lot of those videos where it picks up boxes and all that, and so, and it's. Stuff like that is advancing, but again, when it comes to like the giant robots, I get where you're coming from, Phantom, but again, those the faster it moves means it's gonna need more power, and we don't have the power capacity in the moment, at least publicly available.
That is true.
Stuff like that.
That is true, but that doesn't.
Hold on. I would just want to say it would probably need a fusion generator or something like that. Which I will say we are on the cusp of unlocking fusion. I think it's probably another 20 years by the time we.
Come on, Ron. Fusion. Oh, wait, wrong.
That's fusion.
The one thing that you have to think about, there's still parts of our planet that are still unexplored, right? There is no it's like there ain't no telling. Like they can go down the ocean, and they could find a fucking something that could be a power source that could be more powerful than nuclear. We don't know.
Oh, yeah, James Cameron tried to do that.
Okay, hold on. I want to point something
Yeah.
out, and you could be right, Phantom. But there is one thing that like a lot of people aren't pointing out, and why I mentioned fusion is because of a isotope called helium-3, and that's a very abundant on the moon, and it's a very abundant resource on the moon because it comes directly from the sun, and because we have a magnetic pole and all that, we don't get it on Earth. So that's one reason why NASA and a bunch of companies are trying to go to the moon is to get in mind helium-3 so that we could have fusion reactors and pretty much just overhaul energy grid.
Wow, we went really deep there. Let's bring it back a little bit. So my next question, let's just throw some things. We've talked about some more serious sci-fi and more thought-provoking things. Which films do you see as more being fun sci-fi over thought-provoking sci-fi? Like, I'll start with this. Running Man. I think the Running Man, the world of being run by television and stuff, I think that's it's stupid. It's probably could happen, but at the same time, I don't think it'll get to that point. But just a fun-ass movie to have and watch. Like, even the new one was more thought-provoking, but I'm talking about the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just a lot of fun, a lot of slapsticky comments and stuff here. What do y'all think? Like, what's movies that y'all see as like just more fun sci-fi as opposed to anything thought-provoking?
I got something to say about that. I think those collars and stuff from the first of the movie could be really useful right now. I'll go last.
The first one on you.
I'll go last because I got a good one.
What about Ronan? You got one? Or
Ronan, go first.
Ones that are more fun and less thought provoking. Probably. Oh God, I just had it at the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember now. It was.
Leon?
I mean, like, shut up, bitch. I mean, Star Wars. Sorry, not Star Wars. Well, Star Wars could be one, but
Star Wars could be fun. Just
Starship Troopers is another one that I'm looking at a lot more because yes, even though they have a lot of the satirical elements in it, if you don't really think about that stuff, because let's face it, Paul Verhoeven basically read 10 pages of the book and was like, yeah, this is all Nazi stuff because he's a fucking retarded liberal who escaped Holland when it was being occupied by Nazis. Fine, I understand, I get it, but like you're gonna take a dude who you're gonna take a libertarian who wrote a book about duty and service to your nation and call that nationalist propaganda, whatever. Put that aside. You watch the film. It's a bunch of white handsome looking people who are just going out into space fighting alien bugs. You're like,
I mean,
you
there
can't get any
was
simpler
black
than
people,
that. It's a lot of, and there were black people there as well too. Point I'm making is that the whole human race united to fight against evil bugs. They were all working together, killing evil bugs. That's pretty fun. I like that. Yours is Paul, AP?
I'd say Paul, or I'd say a show, The Orville.
Oh yeah,
the Orville is a very
an excellent take of Star Trek that we hadn't had. Fuck you, Kurtzman. In years. Terry Matalas was the closest one to come to it.
I will say this: I do kind of like the 2009 film that came out when they were trying to reboot.
Okay, the first, the first. Oh my God, what's his name? Bad Robot.
J.J. Abrams.
The first J.J. Abrams film, Star Trek film, was fucking amazing. I loved it too. Yes. I agree with you 100%.
And again, like as somebody who's not super big on Star Trek, that movie was enough for me to be like, you know what? I kind of want to check out Star Trek. I know the rest of the show is more on the thought-provoking side than it is on the fun, action-packed side.
It's kind of both. It's a series. It's got both.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, the Star Trek movie, that's a great example of one. It's like you don't really have to think about it, but you can enjoy just because these characters, these actors did a great job with what they were working with.
I think the first one is objectively the best of the three movies we got.
There was enough in it when it came to the thought-provoking stuff that Star Trek's well known for, that I was watching. I was like, okay, I can see what they're trying to go for with this, like the whole Kobayashi Maru test that they did, actually thinking about it, and then it was actually implemented towards the end of the film, it's like, okay, now it makes sense why they not only showed this, but makes sense why God, what was his name?
And
Kirk was basically so hesitant to even like go forward with the test and like play along with it.
yeah,
It was,
and
yeah,
also
it's
the
meant
first
to break
movie,
you down. Yeah.
the first movie had a really good cameo from Leonard Nimoy. Like I thought that was an amazing cameo.
Well, he's in the first two, but yeah.
He's in the second one.
Yeah, he's in the second one.
too. Yep.
For
I
like
remember that.
just a little bit,
It's
less
like
than
5
the
minutes.
first-
Yeah, he's there
yeah.
when he's got to make his back to the ship after being stranded. Spock is there.
Yeah,
I don't remember much.
But
I don't remember
having
much. of
said
the
that,
second
you're
movie.
right though. Like I'm looking at that movie and I enjoy that movie more. And I love Star Trek Next Generation. Next Generation is my series of Star Trek. I like Deep Space Nine probably a little bit better just because of what it does. But Star Trek Next Generation was peak for me. And it's like looking at the Star Trek Next Generation movies, all of them are kind of thought-provoking and have a point to a point. And like they're not really the fun movies, whereas this felt more fun and enjoyable. So I will agree with you there with that. Because it's like those were more taking themselves seriously, and I think you lose some of the fun in that, with the exception of Data. Let's be honest.
I'd say the first Star Trek series was more fun, a lot more fun than what like Next Generation and afterwards.
I've never seen the original series except for like
The original one was I heard was a decent, a bit more campy.
Well, it had to be. It's the '60s. It was back when Phantom was like 30.
300, you mean?
Any other ones you can think of before Phantom goes? Phantom, hang on before you do. If you can't, okay, go ahead, Phantom.
I actually have two.
Okay.
I would have to say Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was pretty fun. It was
the
you know,
series or
Laura-
the movie?
the movie.
Okay.
And I would have to go with Star Trek for The Voyage Home. Literally, it's Star Trek. It's a time heist. They literally have to travel back to old Earth.
Is that the whale?
About the whales,
movie?
yeah.
Okay.
Where they go after the whales, and you could literally see Spock after he's brought back to life, and he's trying to like reintegrate into society, and it's comedic gold. Like him and Kirk walking around the streets of San Francisco, and they're like, he's like, well, double dumbass to you, and Spock is like, well, Gracie is pregnant. It's
So
hilarious as hell.
Four is less continuity. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
more
no,
its own
well-
set well, I'm saying it's its own set story in a little form. It's not really affecting the outer world.
It's a good sequel to the Wrath of Khan. Like the next three movies were basically off of each other. Like Leonard Nimoy did so good directing that movie, and there's comedic stuff. Like there's a part where they're over the ocean and this whale ship's about to kill the whales, and they shoot the thing and it hits the bird of prey and it falls down. It appears, and you literally see the guy. He's literally pissing himself as they're trying to turn it away.
Wow,
And-
that does not sound like Star Trek at all.
I highly recommend it because out of like the original trilogy, the original movies, I love the first one. I love The Voyage Home. I'm not like I have a love-hate relationship with The Search for Spock and Wrath of Khan because we know Spock dies in the Wrath of Khan, and they destroyed the Enterprise in the Search for Spock. Like that hurts me because I am a huge Star.
7-year-old movie.
Yeah, I love the original series. Like my grandfather got me into Star Trek, so I do love it because of him. And I'm even like, yeah, AP's right. Even like the original TV show, you had the Trippets, you had like a lot of the 70s aspect of like hippies in the show and stuff, and the dynamic between Bones and Spock was pretty fucking hilarious. But yeah, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the movie, and The Voyage Home are pretty fun sci-fi movies.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hitchhiker's Guide, like that was surprisingly. I didn't think it was a good movie, but at the same time, I remember having a lot of fun with it. because you had Mos Def, which is called something else now, but you had him. You had Sam Rockwell,
Wait,
always
Mos
giving
Def?
it his all. MOSDEF. So yeah, Mos Def. But yeah, a lot of actors that were just having fun with the roles that they were doing. And so you're right when it comes to that, Phantom. And then we'll take us right into the movie. Like the movie we watched Friday was kind of just dumb fun sci-fi. So shit, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the name of it.
Prisoners of the Lost Universe.
Prisoners of the Lost Universe is what we watched. It was a 70s movie that was supposed to be a TV show. And
83.
Yeah.
83.
83. Okay, 83. So
Yeah.
I was 2 years old.
It was a pilot TV movie that they were trying to put as a TV show that just it never happened, and it just stayed as a movie.
Okay. As first timers, I'm gonna let us three are gonna go first. Ronan, what do you think of this movie?
Sorry, Evil Ronan's coming out right now.
Ronan.
It sucked. I hate it. It was terrible. It's
No, you're not Evil Ronan. You're not Evil Ronan. You're Raging Ronan. You're Raging Ronan.
If I was Raging Ronan, I'd be yelling this shit a lot more. But anyway, no, I found it to be all right. I thought it was entertaining.
Don't mind the Geeks and Gamers notification I got.
Like towards the latter half of the film. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be audience to the audience to the audience. Honest.
You'll be honest. There you go.
I'll be audience to the honest. No, but I'll be honest though. That same night when I came to watch the film with you guys, I was just coming back from the theaters. Basically, I was watching Spider-Man Mid New Day, and then I was like, okay,
exactly,
this movie's pretty mid. And then when I come home and I watch this movie, it was like, great, this is a night of mids, isn't it? But I will say this though, is that I kind of enjoyed some of the aspects of it. The dude that like gets sucked into this whole like different world, like bro's a full-on misogynist, and like I see myself in him for real. It's
He's
great.
a hero.
He's my hero. But it was all right though. It was an all right film, I will say. I got some laughs from it. It was entertaining. Is it something I'll ever watch again? Probably not. Not even with you guys. Even if you tell me I'm gay, if I don't go and watch it, I don't care. Call me a raging homo for all I give a shit. I'd probably never watch it again. It's a one and done movie for me, at least. It's like fucking hell, bro.
So that's his love life too.
What about you, AP?
It was a movie. Honestly, I enjoyed it, but I will say it was a little slow in the beginning. Like I think it once like it was entertaining to a point, but I was like, this is I enjoyed the trailer more than I enjoyed the movie itself. I mean, I thought the movie was fun, but like once you watch the trailer, it's like, okay, I expect this now, and but yeah, I mean, it was all right. It wasn't terrible. It was Phantoms. No.
Well, all I gotta say is that's really raging.
Oh my god!
Don't care for this movie. I'm about to rage quit. No, I'm kidding. Fuck this shit. Honestly, I gotta go against y'all on that. Like, yes, it was slow. Yes, I had like lower quality effects and stuff like that. But I really I really caught myself just enjoying the campiness and the cheesiness of it. Campy. Of course, I remember.
Campy, yes.
I enjoyed the campiness of it. The like it was. Yeah, I agree with you. Kind of took a minute to get to it, but I thought all the actors had fun, and you could tell they were enjoying themselves. The fight scenes when you hear like the old Japanese and stuff was cracking me up. The fall off the mountain. And just you could
pulling the berries. The pulling the berries.
Oh, dude. Okay. Yeah. No, I remember. I love the plum berry where he puts it in her hand and he goes.
Yeah.
You could tell it's just Play-Doh. Like that's what it is. It's just
like it's a cheesy movie. It's a cheesy TV show trying to be a movie from the 80s, and like. Having said that, it's like it has faults, but I caught myself just giggling through the movie.
Oh no,
And that means more to me than like really like if you could take me out of my head for a while, I'm all for it. And Phantom, I'll back you up on this one. I think this one was kind of a fun movie. Was it great sci-fi? No, but was it fun as hell? Yes.
Yeah, I agree, but like it's definitely dated. That's the absolute.
Oh,
yeah,
it is
Oh,
so
yeah.
dated.
Oh yeah.
But like I will say, like I didn't hate it, but like I've seen a lot better. Like that's the thing is like I've seen a lot better stuff that I think is a lot more funny, but I still enjoyed it to an extent.
Phantom, go ahead and give your like as someone who's rewatching after years and years. What do you think?
So it's been a very, very long time since I've seen this movie, and I have to say, like for me, going back and rewatching it, being from a kid to an adult, I can see like he has a lot more faults than I did when I saw it as a kid because like I just love movies like this and your guys are right. It is very slow in moments and stuff, but when it picks up, it does pick up and it does get better as it goes along.
Yeah.
I think character wise, I liked all the characters in the movie. The scientist was like pretty fucking like basic but funny as hell.
He had a deep voice. He was like he should have been he should have been the villain. Let's be honest.
Had
Right.
a great villain. I like
Hatch.
the aspects of Richard Hatch. Richard Hatch is the main hero. Fresh off of doing Battlestar Galactica.
John, I will say this: John Saxon did a great job as the villain, but what I really love is like I think we talked about it in green screen, haha. That it's like in our world, it was just a gun. He had guns. Yeah. He was the supreme villain because he had a set of guns.
You're talking about Timo Sean Connery, right?
Yeah. John Saxton, yeah,
yeah, Timo Sean Connery.
But he had guns. It was nothing fantastic. It was not really like, oh, he's got to explode. He's a big blah blah blah. He had guns. He could shoot you from further than anybody else could with spears, with arrows, with anything.
I have to say, his role in this movie was way better than in Battle Beyond the Stars. I had to say, like he was in that movie and he was the main villain. Is like he wasn't like as more direct or he had more like character in Battle Beyond the Stars. With this one, there's moments you were actually rooting for him a little bit. It's like, but then it's like I love this movie, and I guess I can just go ahead and do my rating. It's not a 10 out of 10 rewatching it after so long. I would say it's a 9.5, 9.5. It's not as memorable as I remembered it from as a kid. If I could just say, I thought there was a lot more to it. There was like a lot more, but I mean, this was 83. I was 7 years old when this came out, so like from 7, like being a 50-year-old man, it's like, yeah, I think it is definitely outdated.
250. You're right, 250.
It's outdated. Special effects, which were little to none. However,
sound effects were peak though.
However, I think the cast had chemistry. I think they had fun with it. I think. I mean, I didn't hear like any bad dialogue. I think there was some surprising stuff that I forgot was said in the original.
There was some corny dialogue, but it wasn't bad. But no, I mean, honestly, I the one thing I say is like was a little wild is how like the main girl and the main guy, like they start off hating each other, and then immediately after she falls in, like within the same day, it seems like they're laying underneath a tree making love.
The time is different there, so we don't know exactly how long they were like roaming around before any of this shit happened to them. So we don't know how long.
So they already suggest that there's time dilation going on as soon as they transport. What is it? The scientist was the first one to go in. So there's a chance he was
in
probably there
for-
for a year at least. Maybe that's what the guy
Around
said.
a year is probably what we guessed.
And then the guy goes in next. He's in there just a week, and then shows up the girl. Yeah, but you bring up a good point. Maybe enough time passed that they were stuck in that world trying to survive. That's when they slowly started forming that relationship. But it's funny too because I still joked about how I can't believe how fast the misogynist managed to get some tail, shall we say?
I mean, when the misogynist is the best man on in the world. So. Anyway,
no, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like,
no, there was too much silence.
It's a fun movie.
I'll give my rating because since Phantom already gave his 0. I'm kidding.
Damn.
I'm gonna say
you won't borrow this.
no, I'm gonna
Evil
say
AP.
I'm gonna say 7. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like the greatest, but there was enjoyment there. So 7 out of 10.
Ronnie, what
7 out of 100. Kidding.
I'm putting it probably at a. I gotta be honest. I'm putting it at a 6.5. That's where I would put it.
I'm changing my number to 8, so it's not those two numbers.
For me, I'll be honest. The movie's a 4. It's a 4, maybe a 5. But the fun factor, it's up to a 7.5 for me because the fun factor in this movie was great. Like if it did not,
it was us.
Well, no,
it was us.
If it did not,
we made
cheesy,
fun.
Well, true. But I mean, if it was not as cheesy as it was once it got to that point, if it had not been as cheesy, I feel like it'd have been even like a 3 to me. Like I was just like, really, this is what it. But like the sound effects, the weird fighting and stuff, like it just made it so much fun that it shot it up for me. Like there's all kinds of movies I hate, but that like just made the fun factor is there that you're just like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
But so it's it's a mid movie, but it's a movie worth seeing if you got a bunch of friends that just love having a good time. So where are we at time?
I will say
Let me take the time.
It was a better
movie.
135. I will say the movie I suggested we were going to watch was far more serious, and we would not have gotten nearly as much laughs. It was
the Martian, because I'd never seen it.
Yeah, and the one I was suggesting War Machine, and the one I was suggesting to was like better suited for like the psychological thriller time that I did.
I will say I much preferred Phantom's Choice because it was at least a fun movie.
Well, that shows you though, like what y'all were talking. It's like the sci-fi genre can fit under anything. Psychological sci-fi. Like later in the year in October, we're doing sci-fi horror. So it's like there's so many different versions of sci-fi that there could be that they have so much fun. But like last question, as always, I throw them kind of a curveball. It's not really a curveball because it's kind of a basic question you would really ask. If you could live in any sci-fi world, which world would you choose and why? And if y'all can't think of one, I'll go first. I'll be honest with you. I would live in the world of Firefly. I kind of like that you have the central planets, and like with the exception of the Reavers. Take away the Reavers from that, and I feel like that world would really be a kind of enjoyable mix of Western and mixed of common, what would you call it? Glittery sci-fi kind of stuff, like you more metal and stuff like that. But then you also have the frontier that was more the cowboys, and I think that kind of world for me, I'd really enjoy. What about y'all?
I'll go next. I'll say this. This isn't a great movie. This isn't really. I'm not talking about Avatar. But it was a movie I enjoyed because it was. I think it came after The Martian. Ad Astra. It's a further in the future. Like it is a more. It's still technically near future, but the reason why is because like they can travel across the solar system, and to me, all I would want to do in life is go to the moon. Like. In life, I would just be content with going to the moon. Like I would be like, all right, all my goals are done. But having like that opportunity to be in like a movie like Ad Astra would be cool. Like I said, the movie itself wasn't great, but it is a cool world that they've built in that.
I can see that. What about you, Ron? You got one now?
Let's see. I know before. I think I'm trying to remember when we previously talked about this, but
We know like
I know
what you like
one-
for Rim World.
one sci-fi world. What the fuck? I know one sci-fi world that would be really cool to live in would be the Ghost in the Shell world, which
Ooh.
that's basically like Masamune Shiro's whole world where
We
it's
know
Ghost in the Shell. Then you got Appleseed. Then you also have Dominion Tank Police. So it's like a bunch of multiple worlds in there at once, right? You got a bunch of different things in there. You got, cybernetic enhancements. You have militarized police, and then of course with like Appleseed, like I mentioned, you have basically a dystopian post-apocalyptic world in it as well too. Again, all in the same timeline, but like separated like maybe 20, 30, 50 years apart from each other, but it's a cool world. Aside from that one, I'd probably also go with would you put any of the Godzilla films as that as well for like sci-fi and whatnot? Or
maybe in the world with like what Phantom brought up when maybe in the world with oh my god, what's the character name? Ultraman.
No, you know
Godzilla
what?
Earth.
Maybe like
Godzilla Earth.
Ultraman.
I know.
Godzilla Earth.
I got one specific that I thought of just now. Final Wars Godzilla.
Final Wars.
That
That's
one
fair.
because
That's fair.
that one's sci-fi because yes, you have aliens trying to invade, but you also have mutant humans who are more enhanced and are able to fight against these.
Ronan, that's why I
aliens
suggested
as well,
Godzilla
too.
Earth.
Make a
That's why
Godzilla also on that.
I wouldn't want to be in Godzilla Earth because
that's a horrible but that's kind of what I meant by like sci-fi. That I guess that
that's part of it as well too. That one would count as well because it's post-apocalyptic. It's the whole world got terraformed by Godzilla himself. But I think Final Wars would be a lot more fun. Yeah,
I could take that. Phantom, what about you?
The Last Starfighter.
Ooh.
Okay.
Actually, you're right.
So would you like to live in that world as in already be a fighter, or would you rather be the one that they come and get?
I would love to be the kid playing the video game and you get the high score. Yeah. I mean, like that's cool. I could like throw myself into the Ultraman world, but you're this kid that saved somebody, and you have this all-powerful being comes down like, I'm going to give you my powers that you can fight these giant monsters and stuff. Fuck yeah! But
someone made a meme.
I love the Last Starfighter for me. It's who wouldn't be like, you want me to go save the universe? I'm the only one that fucking do it. Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Thank you, K Jelly.
At least it's new.
No. Props to that. I saw that. I was like, God damn it.
I prefer the original one that I made with Phantom's face. But yeah, like it's the things like different worlds would be fun for different reasons. You'd have Total Recall world. You could have different kind of Avatar. Like if you wanted to be a blue alien, you know what I mean, and fucking have powers. If you couldn't walk, that would make sense. But
the humans in Avatar are the heroes. The Marines.
That's
yes.
But before we finish out, I'm just gonna do another little tangent thing here.
Before you go on that tangent, we got another one from Chell.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
And we got another one.
Oh, sir.
Let's see the Phantom one. Let's see the Phantom one.
Oh, that was the Phantom one.
That was the Phantom one.
Oh, I thought it was Ronan. Go back with it.
No.
Ronan is the next one.
This one's a Ronan one.
Campia, okay. I need all pictures of Chell for later.
Gotcha. So, finish out my little tangent here. Again, at the beginning, I said science fiction is SCI-FI, not SCI-FI, which is fucking just pisses me off that the Sci-Fi Channel decided to change to SY-FY. Why would you change something when it makes so much sense? It's science fiction. It's stupid. It's just a freaking way to read them, and it just pisses me off because it's like, why the fuck would you do that? You make these shit fucking movies after it becomes sci-fi when you could have fucking done something that really would be thought provoking. It just pisses me off, and I'm sick of this shit, and I'm tired of it, and I'm fucking out of here.
Okay. Love sci-fi, hate sci-fi, of course.
Wow, Ronan, we got Campy the Rage Quitter.
Campy the Rage Quitter.
I'm Lex. I'm banning only you. Only you. It is completely discriminatory.
if that's it for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. So we do have some stuff we do want to talk about, but before that, let's go around the horn, see what everybody's doing. AP, what you got going on?
Like Campion. No, you can find me on my YouTube channel. No, let me correct myself. Y'all know who I am. But you guys can find me on my YouTube channel, Atomic Patriot, where I upload Monday through Fridays. I explained last week that I haven't really uploaded much because of shit. I'm just in the background, but I will be uploading back to a regular schedule. As I say, every 4 words. You can also find me on X and also on Critic List, where I do occasional movie reviews. You can also find me on Kick, where I still do nothing, and it's as barren as things. Not YouTube appropriate things, but you can also find me every Sunday, of course, on Matinee, and also on Nerd Slap's Slapcast stream, which is always fun to be there. And I'm there with my father, and he's chaperoning me every time. When he's not telling me to go to, I have to go to bed because of my bedtime. But you can also find me, in the homies Discord, where we just do watch parties every weekend. And also, I'm gonna go on just to annoy Campia. And also buy the Don't Be Gay freaking Campia shirts.
Don't Be Gay Phantom shirts.
That too.
Ronan, what you got going on?
I thought my outros were pretty long, but damn, my son's trying to compete against me now. But anyways,
have you ever?
No.
Yeah, go to game
time.
streams.
He finishes out as Atomic the Crusader.
Oh wait, last night? You mean
last night? Last night. I was like, y'all know who I am. I'm Atomic the Crusader, and
I'm gonna have to check that out. But yes, in the description for each and every one of these videos, as always, I got my link to where you can find me in all the sites where I'm available at. I got a YouTube, which is Ronan the Crusader. I got a Kick, which is Ronan the Crusader. I got an X, which is Ronan_Crusader7, a little different there. And soon enough, maybe, possibly, I don't know, we'll see, God permitting, a Rumble, which is Ronan the Crusader. Fuck you, son. On my own channel, as always, whenever I have the time and the chance to, I will try and do a Resident Evil Requiem stream still, because life's getting me a lot more in the nuts now, unfortunately. Like, I got, a lot of yard work that I need to be setting up. We just finished assembling a carport because the old one was basically falling apart. But now that the foundations of it done, we can just start setting like the paper and all that other shit. But anyways,
the contractor.
Yes, just like
landscaper,
just like Jesus. I'm sorry, I meant to say Jesus. Anyways, outside of my channel, you can also catch me on Isaac's channel for the Golden Age podcast, or as we like
Golden
Shower podcast. You can also catch me on Nerd Slap's channel with Slapcast, which is going to be tonight. So if you're interested, check me out there. And aside from that, you can catch me back here with the homies for Gaming with the Homies Saturday nights and the Matinee show on Sunday, where next week we are covering. What are we covering?
You don't remember? I'm not going to tell you if you don't remember.
Oh, I remember. I remember.
He doesn't remember.
Wait.
I remember. I'm just keeping it myself.
We're doing the Three Musketeers.
That was the first guess I was going to give too, was Three Musketeers. Anyways.
And I am MCampuU fan. I'm going ahead, fan. Don't worry. I am MCampuU fan. I'm the Sugar Honey Iced Tea memer of the For the Homies in the GCA. You can find me in X. You can find me on Critical List. You can find me here every week with the homies because I don't put shit on my channel. So follow us here. Like he said, next week we'll be doing the 1993 Disney Three Musketeers movie. Why? Because we just enjoyed watching the Three Musketeers from a few weeks ago, and we wanted to watch the classic. I think we've all seen it, right? We've all seen it. So we just want to relive that movie and just enjoy ourselves talking about a movie we love. We might bring up other stuff too, but just Three Musketeers movie is the main thing. Because God, oh my God, I forgot his name. Cardinal Richelieu. Tim Curry. Tim Curry is fucking amazing in that movie. So I will look forward to that. And you find us here on Tuesday. We usually watch or do something and just kind of hang out. Wednesday is anime, not homework, anime watch party where we just watch anime and have a good time. We're actually watching. They're teaching me about Ghost in the Shell. So I'm learning about it. I'm really enjoying myself with it. I'll be honest. and then Phantom will finish out the rest of them. Go ahead, Phantom.
All right, everybody. So this Thursday night for the Homies podcast, we're going to have Mrs. ABF herself, Jess, on, and we're going to be we're going to be talking about how YouTube has been screwing over content creators. Once again, Saturday night gaming with the homies. We got to figure out what we're going to play.
I think it's
probably
Party
Among
Animals
Us.
this week. No, I think Party Animals is this week.
One or the other. I have some working on a couple of videos for next week, and that's pretty much it for myself. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys Thursday night for the Homies podcast. And before we go out, just remember. Oh, I forgot. Bye, everybody.